We have breaking news, friends, about what batteries Tesla will use in Fremont with certain types of Model 3 and Model Y, and what battery will Texas and Berlin use in contrary to what we have been expecting. So Fremont will start, according to rumor, using LFP cells from China for standard range Model 3 and Model Y from October 1, 2021. Okay, so Troy Tesla, like Twitter user who provides usually reliable information about Tesla, says the rumor is Fremont will start using LFP cells from China for standard range Model 3 and Model Y from October 1, 2021, and Model Y production in Texas and Berlin will start with 2170 battery cells instead of expected 4680 battery cells. This is big news, friends. This is being actively discussed right now in Tesla community, and we're going to take a look at this together, and also I'm going to tell you what the Tesla community is thinking about this, and I'm going to present you some comments that people are saying, their amazement and their surprisement. So the first thing is that Fremont will start using LFP cells from China for standard range Model 3 and Model Y from October 1, 2021. So most likely these battery cells are coming from CATL, and I didn't know before that Fremont would use LFP batteries for Model 3 and Model Y in Fremont, Tesla, but now because we know that China made some vehicles from Tesla were using LFP battery cells, but now we're seeing that according to the rumor, starting October 1, Fremont will start using LFP cells from China. I'm going to say in a moment why this makes sense and why this should have been expected before. And the second news is that Model Y production in Texas and Berlin will start with 2170 cells instead of the much expected 4680 battery cells. Okay. Now, we were expecting that the Tesla Model Y production in Giga Berlin will start with 4680 battery cells, Tesla's much advanced battery cells. In fact, I was just reporting about that this morning and yesterday. And also from Texas, 4680 battery cells, which Tesla unveiled 1 year ago, last year in September during the Tesla Battery Day. But now, according to this rumor, that Tesla will start building this vehicle with 2170 battery cells. Why is this expected? Why I give credibility to this rumor? Because up to now, we haven't heard anything about Tesla's production, serious volume production of 4680 battery cells. If Giga Berlin is going to start producing, having the final permit coming in October, and Tesla CEO Elon Musk has announced a factory tour for the local residents of Brandenburg and the public in general, and they're going to hold like a Oktoberfest, something like that. So if let's say the Tesla Giga Berlin receives the final permit sometimes in October, Tesla is not going to start production overnight immediately, but let's give it another couple of weeks or even a month. So let's say September. But we haven't heard anything about Tesla's 4680 battery production anywhere in the media. Neither CATL has said it is producing right now, neither Panasonic Tesla at First Gigafactory or other companies, LG Chem or other Tesla battery suppliers. So since we haven't heard anything serious in terms of production of Tesla's battery 4680 advanced batteries, this rumor may hold credibility, and this is why it's being actively discussed in the community. So let's see what Tesla community says about this rumor. Okay, so I'm looking at Reddit. One person says this is good news if CATL can pump out a lot of iron-based batteries. Now, you know that LFP batteries are iron-based batteries, okay? Other person says, well, I guess it's good that they are able to increase their battery supply and therefore sell more cars. But also the bad side of this is the implication that 4680 battery cells isn't moving fast enough. Indeed, I'm also concerned about this because looks like the 4680 battery cells isn't moving fast enough. Okay, another person says this could also mean that the LFP cells are getting close to 300 miles of range. LFP is much more desirable for non-performance models. If the range is there, it's a superior battery in terms of safety. That's true. Charge stability, total lifetime charge cycles, and lifetime from a time perspective, chemistry stability, as well as charge stability in colder weather. Charge speed is slower, but I consider that a performance trade-off. These batteries are also a lot more affordable to produce. The reason we don't see them in the United States right now is because the range has not been close enough to 300 miles for the American market. So I personally think that CATL may have improved and perfected the LFP battery, right? But now it's not close to 300 miles apparently yet, but standard range plus range is 263 miles though. So this should satisfy Tesla's needs. Now, it could mean they are shifting those cells to Powerwall in Austin. They could be constrained in other ways and want to relocate cells. That could be true. Another person says, if true, it answers the question of how they are going to deal with people placing Model Y orders, but no way of specifying new design from Austin or old design for Fremont. Pretty simple, really. Only performance and long range from Austin, and introduce new spec of standard range Model Y to the US market with dedicated Fremont production that copies what is in Shanghai. So if it makes sense, if it's true. Another person says, yes, that's the same thought I have had on the situation. It does seem like the best way to handle it. Now, changing Fremont made vehicles to 4680 batteries was never on the roadmap apparently for the near future, so we can't judge progress based on that, right? Another person says, I think the expectation of delayed 4680 battery cells was set on the last earnings call because 4680 is a form factor, not a specific battery chemistry. Tesla talked about both LFP and NMC cells during battery day. CATL already makes cylindrical LFP cells in many sizes, and the dry rolling process that was identified during the Q2 earnings call as the current roadblock isn't applicable to LFP production. It is completely possible that CATL is preparing to build tabless LFP in 4680 cans. That could make sense, right? Regardless, until Fremont transitions to front and rear castings, they aren't going to be building 4680 structural packs, so the cell's shape isn't critical. Maybe Tesla doesn't decides to build the NA SR Plus Model 3 and Model Y identical to the existing Shanghai design using CATL Promistic cells. So we don't know about this, but this rumor that I said is also echoed by a famous Tesla news provider, Sawyer Merritt, on Twitter, who says, for what's its worth, I've heard the same regarding Model Y potentially starting production in Texas and Berlin with 2170 cells instead of 4680 cells. And people comment and said, one person said it's said. Hallmark's catalog, another Tesla news provider, says, I also heard Austin production may not start until Q1, just what someone sent me a message, he says. Another person says, Elon more or less confirmed this on the last earnings call. It'll be very interesting to see if it's still a structural pack. Having the front casting as well as the rear one will make a huge difference to the bottom line. 22 profit will blow a few people's mind, I suspect. Another friend says, we be curious if there is a range improvement from Texas build instead of Fremont due to the casting in front and back and the vehicle being lighter. Also, don't Model Y know how 83 kilowatt hour packs and showing same range as cars delivered last year with 70 kilowatt hour packs? That's true, and there will probably only be a small range improvement, probably 5-10 miles. The main improvement will be in the margins, rigidity, and strength, says another person. Yet another person comments on Twitter under Sawyer Merritt's story tweet and says, to add to what others have said, you'll all agree that there cannot be any issue with the new sales once they are in the cars. Would be a gigantic PR cluster. Better to take it a little slower. 90% of buyers won't even know the difference. Perfect backup option, and once they have figured out 4680, they can streamline the process. It's best to get it right than to rush it. Some people may be disappointed, friends, because let's say you're putting a Model Y that says will come in January, and you're hoping that it will have the 4680 battery cells in it, and all of a sudden we're hearing that it will come with that smaller battery, 2170 cells, instead of the battery cells. Other people are saying that this rumor makes good sense. If they announce 4680s will be put in on day one, that will Osborne current sales to some degree. Better to sneak them in at some point and not announce it to the world. From a consumer perspective, it really doesn't matter which sales are in there. Although I was hoping that if I get a Tesla Model Y with 4680 battery cells, I probably would get a better range. But imagine if Tesla says, yeah, we're going to have the 4680 battery cells since October 25. That means people would have waited and nobody would buy Teslas until October 25. So the right answer is right now, we don't know when the 4680 battery cells will be put in Tesla cars. Friends, let me know your opinion. What do you think about this news that I just presented, that Texas and Berlin will have 2170 cells instead of the 4680 battery cells, as well as Fremont start using LFP cells from China for standard range Model 3 and Model Y from October 1st, 2021. This is Armin Harayan from TalkNews.com. Please subscribe to our channel for daily Tesla news. Give us thumbs up, please, if you found this report informative and interesting. And also ring the bell after you subscribe so you don't miss my next Tesla breaking story. Have a great day. We tweet it out. We greatly appreciate it. See you soon. God bless you, everyone, and have a peace.